3. Raz, dwa, dwa, trzy, trzy. Raz, dwa, trzy.
A lot of companies bring amps, other company brings speakers, other company bring desks. So what my colleague just say, we decide to working all together. We got our internal network, IQNet. Then we decide to use some special software to drive all these kind of things. All the factories is design software. There's no problem. I know we know all those programs, we use all those programs. But the difference is we have this program is called Performance Manager, or is not only a design program. Is a design program, is a control program, is AQ system, is a delay timeline system, and is a show time system. This program is very important because when you use other software for other factories, you guys come here, measure everything, and we start to design 2D, 3D, whatever program they got, your gig. As soon as it's done, you put your speakers on, you got some angles, you choose what you want to do, and you do it manually. That software will do the same, but it will control your amps. It will control your EQ, it will control your preset. Then, during the show, it will be the same like to get an extra rack full of EQs and delays. So now we have... You okay? High technology? Okay, so, Performance Manager. We got like a regular software, we got a menu on top. Well, I can see, when you open the program, it's just a couple of highlight function. All the others are off. So it's kind of pretty much almost impossible to make a mistake. Missing a step or doing the wrong way. So we got the mode one and you got the tools. So let's start with the mode one, the one we That's what the tools will be very interesting with the IQNet system, and I'll be back to this after. It's always the same thing. The software looks like this. We got one page, the venue, what they call venue page, is where you bring your design. Or design or whatever action you have to do is always in this place. This is part of all the function. Every time you click some function, this shows you that function on this part of the software. And the bottom here is all the library. Is all library, or I can change my template, my library, if I want to do ground stack. All those design has been done by us, is just to give you help. You know, like to use it, is a template. Don't forget, a template means if you send a left and right and center cluster or whatever design you want to take from the library, that means everything you do on the left side will be copied on the right side. If you're doing like, you got delay towers and you want to deal with something single or one delay towers, you got to design manually, or you got to design one delay towers, no left-right delay towers, because that means it will copy your delays, your EQs, your gain, you know, there's one thing you got to remember. Is for sometimes it helps, sometimes it's not. It's your choice. So let's back on the system array. That's what we're interested in at the moment. If I do, for example, from here, I will just click on it, change its colors, and I drag to the main page. So now we show you two clusters. We don't know what it is, but it's a left and right clusters. That's what we ask. On this cluster, I will go for give me some speakers, and now I'm on a full GBL library. Well, we got a VTX system. You got all the Vertex, the DP, for who knows all the system splits. It's all inside. That's mean if they're in, that's mean we can control by the IQNet system. Everything we do now on the main page will be on control by your network. It's not only drop and drag something, it's just, okay, I want this because that's my system, and I need that preset inside my amps. That's what I want to do. That's what we do now. We're offline, but that's exactly what we design. So let's take the example of here, for example. So I got V25 CS, all the new model with a new waveguide. Let's go on a V20 with that, guys. Okay. And I got here. I got nine side. So it's very easy. Or you do this, or you click on the numbers, and I do. Let's say we say 9. There you go. All right. So I got 9 here. Just same thing like we do with the template. Drop, drag, and drop it. There we go. So I got my 2 cursors already designed by factory. Okay. In every cluster, in the bottom of every cluster, you've got an LSC. What we call LSC is the control of the design of your gig, the focus of your boxes. I don't know, it's gonna be. Okay, cool. So we got this page open. Let's do something maybe quicker. Okay. So this is like every factory. There's nothing new in this one. So we can have a different plane, so we can do your measurement, high, if you want to do balconies, if you want to design another one. If I want to do, like, for example, let's say, let's do this one. Another one here, for example. And I would do 15. Yeah, right. Okay. I can start to design this, and if I want, I can just finish design manually if I like it. This could be start at 10 maybe. So well, anyway, or you do manually or you do whatever you want to do. You can do all the plane. You got 4 different sections of your gig. We got that's the high. At the moment is it fit because the new when by factory is coming in fit, but you got all this option where you can change. Where is that? There we go. See if we take this here. Right, there we go. So we can change by meters and kilograms. Okay, but we got to restart the system because now the page is open and fit, but all those options are ready for you. Then on this page, we got all your handles. Same thing, we have a choice. Or you do manually, you can do these things manually. Or you can do, if you want, by the arrow. This is like multifunction, is your choice. Definitely is whatever you prefer to do. If you change your mind in the last minute, say, oh, by the way, I got 1 more box or less, 1 box less of this. We can redesign less boxes. If I confirm, there you go. You see, your design became straight on, you take the box out. Okay. So back on 9, which definitely I need. Okay, 9. Then another thing you can do. Do you remember the laser pointer I showed you before? Okay, those laser, if you want it, I can have it on a plane. So okay, add a freaking scope at the moment. There we go. That's your laser. That's the position of your laser. You can do, I think it's still 12 of those. And you can move it. If you see the frequency, at the moment we are looking on a 1K, but if I want it, I can change it. And I go for, let me see. I want to see what's going on with all of those here. if I'm doing this, I can move it and it show me what's happening for those frequencies. Do these things properly. There I go. Okay? Right. What else? What other function be interesting? Well, you can lock the plane. If you start to do like you want to move only one boxes, you're going to change only one boxes, is locked. So the main boxes we move everything. If I unlock the array, I can move the single angles on this. I'm already 10-10 everywhere now. Okay. This one gives you all the rigging parts of your system. So at the moment, there's a design factor for security, who is all different from different country. We use the highest one in Europe. That's what we use. Sometimes people use the less one. In the end, that's good to get the better security. This is the bar. If I say, okay, a reverse extension bar, that's mean I say no in this case. That's what they call a reverse extension bar. Here, for example, we have no bar at all. Here, the system is set up with single point. No, English single point. That's good. Here we got. That's what we got. So stop one. That's EB. We got this one, AF. Okay, that's what's happening here. And we have no bottom bar, no frame on the bottom. That's what's going on. And you tell me something is definitely wrong on my angles, or is right. TB. We come? There we go. Okay. So you see, it's giving you all the warning on what you do. If something is going wrong, you can put the weight of your cable inside. This page is very important for your rigger, to be honest. Maybe more than for you. So we know what's happening when you fly from the front point, from the back. We got all information, the total weight of your system, the front motors. If I'm moving this, for example, I keep moving. You see what's happening with the numbers. It tells you what's happening in the front, what's happening in the rear. The total weight is still the same, but it tells you, okay, now, okay, you got 500 pounds in the front. And when the safety commission asks you some details, I don't know if it's happening in your country, but most of the country in Europe and in America it says, no, I'm sorry, like before the show, sometimes that is happening and they ask you, is it left? Yeah, I got it. Unbelievable. Okay. Okay, you can tap the project. If you do the preview, on a preview, all right, that's what's going on. So that's for the safety commission. This is definitely valid for, they give to the people all the total weight, where is hang, the angles of the boxes, what's happening, how many boxes is it, and this is definitely one piece you can give to all your crew when you fly in the system, because you got the angles between the boxes, or you can give it to whatever commission they ask you. You see, it's like all the AZ and everything A1, so we should be okay with that. Okay, this is good. Let's say I'm good with this. By mapping, okay. So this is good. And this, I got my gain at the moment with no amplifier, so I can't control any gain, but that's what we can, when the amps is plugging, you can control the gain and the delays in every channel if you need. Huh? And next to him, we got this. Always look like the same pages, but the difference of this, they give you EQ system, delay system. EQ system, that's mean. So we decide, at the moment, we got one line driving 3 boxes. Like you can see, we got 1, 2, 3 V20 in blue, 1, 2, 3 in red, 1, 2, 3 in green. If I click on the blue one, sorry guys for this. Okay, that's my varicurve. That's a BSS. So every line you decide, you can be on only one line or one box. It could be 2 lines. In every line you are designing before, you got one varicurve on. That's for your system. So if I want, I can do on the blue line, for example. If you see what's happening, those blue lines is the top one. So you have a look at what's happening there. For example, if I take this one and I decide to change this, okay, I've done this here, I'm good. But if I want, I got this on the blue one. If I go on the middle from the red one, okay. Okay. The red one doesn't have nothing. So it's all separate line, okay? Then in the end, on top of this, we can have a full EQ for everything. You can do groups. You can do like a regular like a light control or whatever TC we use, same thing. I don't go through this because you guys know what is an EQ. We don't really need to know. No? Okay. So let's say this is good, I'm happy with because when you see, we can ask me also why we didn't EQ before, but that's what they show you, the diagram will show you on the frequency with the design is definitely show you got maybe the front line, you can understand you got too much I on the bottom of those 2 boxes, for example. You can definitely cut a part of it because you know we don't need it. That can happen before you turn your system on. It's pretty simple. Then we can come back on this when you want. It's now we're not locked. You see there we got those 2 is good. Now this one is on, this one is on. So, but if I want to come back on this, I can come back on this. So if you change your mind and you say, oh, by the way, I need to put my center cluster, I can put a center cluster and I can do whatever I want. Same thing with the subs anyway. And let's do one like 3 for the center cluster. There we go. I'm doing this. Okay? Amplifier. By factory, we got 2 what we call VRAC, with a 12,000 crown amps in it, or with a full 3005 on it. That's a factory rack. But if you want it, you can design like we do here. For example, here we can see after that we got a VRAC and a custom rack. We got both. So if you want to design a custom rack, you can choose a number of amps you want from whatever it is, let's say 6 amps each rack. Then he will tell you, he will show you, he will ask you, okay, which kind of amps you want. So this one is a 12K, that's on the quad. You confirm this, that's on the quad is only one server, so we can't make a mistake. I go for this one. Then he will ask you, okay, what do you want to do with this? Which one you want to do? Then in every channel, with those 4 channel every amps, in every channels, it will show you high, mid, low, low, lows. It can be like, for example, those guys, it could be a front field, so like 2-way low and 2-way mid high, for example. We got, I can do if I want, I can do like a wedge one, I can do this one, 2-way low and 2-way high. Then I can put, if I want, I can put a sub here. So I can do S1, S2. That's what I said before, that is a design program. So we can definitely decide what you want and where you want it. All your amps are able to change everything, but you have to tell them what you want to do. It's kind of pretty easy. I gotta go quick, guys, because this training usually is 5 hours on that software, and everybody got a computer, everybody got to do it. It's kind of or you got the other solution to use the automatic range, or is doing by itself. is you associate left, right, and you tell you, okay, that's what we need to do the system. And you already plug your system, you already done it. Forget this one because now this one was out of my network at the moment. So, okay, yes, right. And if I click on every section, I can see which part of my system is. But like you can see here, for example, I got 2 channels of the amps not in use because they're doing subs. Because for the factory, by default, you tell you, okay, well, we got a top and subs. But if I want, I can redesign. I'm now obliged to use this. Also, if I take the factory one, I can open it. Zoom, zoom function. I can open it, you see like 3-way plus subs, that's mean exactly that's a 3-way plus subs. But if I want, I can choose a different function. Okay, so I can have all those options if I want it. Or the 3-way by 3-way, 3-way plus subs, but for example here we use a 12K to do only the subs, so they became all subs. Say we want you to be subs, so you see different channels already between all your subs and the 3-way plus subs. It's all of these functions are very flexible. Don't make a mistake, you need to make sure of what you need. That's a more important thing. Then we can have the function to do manually plugging manually your amps. Let me unzoom this. For example, if I do manually my amps, I can do this. Disconnect that channel, for example. This is very interesting when you do your custom rack. So the custom rack, you got to tell him what amps doing what. So you got to do manually. This is like a factory amps, and they say, okay, the 12K doing this and the 4K doing that. That's it. This is if you design your amps. It's kind of very easy things. I take all this and I drag to the mid. But same thing, I can't make a mistake. You see, I can't go one mid channel can't drive a low channel. So it's impossible to make a mistake. But he's telling you, no, you can't do this. You see what I mean? So if I'm going, I take the low one, this low one, for example, it can go nowhere except on low one. If I'm going mid, it doesn't go, it goes only there. So you can't make a mistake. This function shows you the driver rack if you need some extra processing. There's not many people use it now. So this kind of a, if you got like a matrix, a separate matrix, you can put the matrix inside your loop if you want it. Then move on a preset of your system. Every system at the moment we got only the V20, so we haven't designed any sub, but we got all your V20. The V20 give you different presets that we call extra long true or short true. Or this working on a high frequencies, you know what's happening there. So, and the crossover point can be 60, 80, 120. So this depends what you do under. If you got like a 15, S15, S25, we can cut on 125. It's like a jazz club. There's no problem. If you do like, sure, Marilyn Manson, it's better to do this. It's your choice. For example, here we do, we got the main system and the first row of subs, or cardio subs, are cut at 80. The offstage subs are cut at 60. So the mix of both guys give you opportunity to do like easy music and more rock and roll music. You can play on these things. Because anyway, crossover is like if you cross at 60, you cross at 80, you still in the middle, cross exists and so.
What type of filter did you use?
It's a BSS filter.
But what kind? Butterworth?
It's Butterworth, yeah.
And was the 24 per dB?
Is is it 26 or 24? 24, yeah, correct.
Can you repeat the question, Vinny, when you answered it? Because we can't hear the question back. What type of filters?
Yeah. Just for
And what's the
everyone,
slope?
when he asks you a question, if you repeat it.
What?
I asked you repeat my question because you.
Okay,
answered
so-
the
So
questions
everyone can
that
hear.
you-
They was asking of what kind of filter they was using to do this crossover, and the answer was
Butterworth,
Butterworth.
24 dB.
24 dB. Yeah, good. Okay, let's say we almost set up everything. Then now we can go online. That's mean go online. That's mean your network is ready, your design is ready. Oh, this one looked like very bad, but your design is ready and you're ready to go online. That's mean give this information from your computer to your amps. So you know every amps, every channel will do the one will do the sub, the one will do the heads, the one that's what we design there. So interesting question asking you if you want to mute the system or if you want to leave it on. That make you laugh, but imagine you are in the middle of a festival. We set up the system is running, I gotta go away. I give the file to someone else who is coming with another computer. In the middle of the show, you can unplug one computer, put another one, and leave the system on. In this case, if the show is on, I will leave the system like it is, leave it on, so nobody will understand it's a different operator. That's what this is about. Then, when I'm done, well, unfortunately we're not online, so when I'm done, I will match all my software to my amps. So you can see all the amps selected, and you see all the EQ and crossovers coming up. Then, on this part, we should see all your amps, everything, all your network, complete network, and all your amps. Then we got the last function who's showing up. Well, this is like you can see, all your amps, they tell you all your amps are offline at the moment because we are plugging with no one. Well, they show you your design, the design is still there, and they show you design offline. This is, if you want to do like a mute group, an EQ, same thing like a regular, like the LEC used to do. It's the same kind of a function where we can use remember when you start with a template, also it's very important. The template, that's your template. The left and right template, that's the one we use, you see, is selected left and right we tried before. But if I want it, I can do a new group with, I can select, for example, I want to get only the middle one. Don't ask me why, but that's what I want to do. I want to say, so we got the main before we left and right, but I want to do this one. Okay, I like this one. Give me this one. And I can rename it, whatever you want. All right, cool. So now I got this new group in there. So remember we got the left and right one, but I can use this one too. If I want to mute only the middle of the system, this is the same thing, it's flexible, it's your choice. You do what you want. Okay, I want to jump this one for 1 second because it's important to go on the test system first. Okay. This test system is one of these options very interesting for that software. Imagine you fly your system. Your front of house is now ready. You're ready to go, and there's no front of house, no console, no way to send any signal. These guys will send you a peak noise or whatever you want, a white or synth in your system. So without nothing, just between your network, so we are talking about data at the moment, we're not talking about audio. With your data system, you can check all your system before you send it up, for example, before you put the safeties on a PA or whatever you guys doing. Just, you can send it, and every, going multi, okay. In every, let me mute this. Every time, okay, that thing should be muted when we start anyway. Every time I click on something, you see it's became, is a low section, the layers L1 is going up, L2 is going up. That's mean we pick noise at things, and you can definitely hear it on the system. We can see on the other, when we run that system, we can see on the other performance manager, I can show you this. But this one doesn't do nothing because it's not plugging, so that's normal. And so on and so on and so on. So we know your system is working, that's mean between your amps, cable, and speakers, you're ready. Doesn't mean front of house is ready with you. These is different things, don't forget that. That's what we need from the front of house. By default, they give you AS1 by default. From the front of house to your amps, that's the first things. We get in, let's see if I can zoom this. Okay. That's what we can use from analog 1, old school system, analog, you got all this option analog input, AS input, you got a Cobra Net input, channel 1, channel 2, or channel 1 and 2 on one cable, same thing, okay? So that's your choice. Then we got the medium priority. We usually, when we do the AS1, analog 1. So we just pull 2 cables, and we can do the try, we can just unplug the AS, the analog took over with no function, it's just automatically. The ground amps, we just give you the safety. And if you want, really, if you're not feeling safe, we can do a low priority. Honestly, I never use it personally, I never done it, but you can have a low priority in analog 2. But that's mean we get to pull an analog snack complete, then an AS snack. It's your choice. But that's mean with this, we're like more than safe. So this is that's the chat we need to have with your front of house guys, because that depends what they want to do. Test mode, you see this already. Then we can calibrate your system on a share array. Well, this is, be careful in that function, because it's not really easy. If you doesn't know the way to use the share array, is the best things to destroy your line array, honestly. Because if you start moving some dB or some section, you can maybe have some trouble. That works if you haven't done the right EQ before. That can work, for example, from the bottom line. I'll be great to say, okay, I need maybe, because it's really down, maybe I'm very close from the floor, I can take like 4 or 5 dB, but it doesn't inflect too much to these guys. These 3 boxes, so be careful. I like to do this, I'm using this when I got like 2 boxes or 1 box at the bottom. So definitely, my line is not broken. Okay? Then we got the tuning system. Well, these give you see the other function coming, a delay final delays, and a bypass gain. For example, here we use that function for the subs. They give you, all right, I can select, in this case like it's a three-way system, so I can select the banner ones. This is a very good thing, because by factory, you see the level are, well, this one doesn't exist, sorry. Okay, 0 dB, 7 dB, and this 0, 0. Sometimes happen, for example, could be here, but we got one side of your PA is against the wall, the other side is an open space. So maybe I got too much lows on one side, or too much slapback on some frequencies. You try with the EQ, but what's happening in this case? We fucked up the other side. We need to be open and clear. So this is a very nice function to use carefully, for sure, but you can drop a bit of your lows on this side because they were slapping against the wall, and you don't make any difference with the other side. Kind of a... if you want it, let's back on our left-hand wide groups. Sorry, okay. Done? Okay. If I'm going there and I select want to do my delays. This is the same thing. I can delay it, but in this case, delay domain P alone doesn't make any sense. But I can do, let's say, I can delay that box. We don't do this, but you know what I mean. That's a regular delay timeline. You can have in second, you can have in feet, and you can have in meters. For who doesn't like to calculate, it's already done it for you. What I got? If I do, let's see, undo this. Okay. If I select one group, for example, you see that function, this AQ function, coming up. If I click on it, I will get another varicurve on top of all the others already used, but this is just for your group. What can do another AQ on top of this? Does mean in this case it would be pretty ridiculous, but in this case that means I got an AQ on those sandy boxes, right? Correct? Yes, I got the AQ here. Doesn't make any sense, but it's good when you got like your front field design and all the other things, so you can have your groups. Or let's say we got a different band, and the guys listen to your system and say, okay, yeah, I like the system, but for me it's too much of this, too much of that. The guys before you, no, I like the system like this. So you can have different pages of different AQs on top to each other, just make it on and off, and using like to get a guest AQ. That's what it's born. And that's pretty it. We got the mute system, that's a regular mute input output, and say we are ready to go to running the show. And that's the last part of the software. Now we're on the show, with every function or working on your amps is driving your system, you check the system, and now we're on, now we're live. What mean? When you're live, that's mean now we got this control for the show who control your system by meters. You can't really see because we are out of you're offline, but those guys became blue or green depending on the output or the input, and they show you the level of every components. Then we show you the load of every component. Loads, maybe at the moment is not very important, but if you got one cable drop, for example, you are on the side PA, you can hear it from the front house, and we can see some loads going for like 5 or 8 ohms and start running to 100 ohms. You can understand one, or speaker's fucked, or cable's dropped. It's very easy, so you can call the guys working with you in backstage and say, okay, well, it looks like I'm losing a part of the system somewhere. You got the thermal control by, they give you the temperature of your system or the system, or the same thing you can choose if you want. Or if you want, you can choose by circuit. That's the AC control, or give you also from whatever voltage you're using, 235 to 240. If some things go wrong, we can select by AC. So sometimes you can understand maybe one of these amps, you get all that section is running like 225, maybe one phase is down or something happening because people I don't know, maybe backline will be plugged on the same phase like you, but you doesn't know, you can see it very quickly. Oh, why I'm losing one phase of the system? What is one phase lower than the others? What's happening there? All those controls are live. Well, that's just telling you what's going on. Now we tell you, what is it saying? We're offline, so I can say nothing except we're offline. Then on top of this, one more time, we get again delays. If the last minute you decide stupid things, we're done with your front field, is everything's tuning, show is on, another band arrive, they move the wedges and say, oh wow, that's front field can't stay there guys, I'm gonna move it. So what you have to do, you lose your timeline, use your delays, so you can read it by a last minute AQ, a last minute delays on top, whatever it is, if you want it. See, so we got the delays we put before on it, plus extra delays if you wanted to do. Same thing with the EQ system. The difference is, remember the EQ we designed before? Okay, the difference is, now we're live. So that thinks, you see that discussion is very low. Before, just like half millimeters, you move every frequencies. This one is a safety one for the live show. Because that program is designed for a touchscreen anyway. So that's, if you use it, there is, oh, doesn't work properly. There is the board for this, for safeties. And that'll be it. And if you got any problem, you want to check or change amps, it's easy. You're still live. You can go outside the system and go back on your design. That's it. It's a very, very quick, concentrated explanation. I'm sorry. I hope you guys get it, but that's what's going on.
Very much.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Ja chciałem tylko zachęcić do tego, żeby sobie ściągnąć trial, czyli wersję próbną Performance Managera, pobawić się w wolnej chwili. Warto. Oczywiście, jako że system, nie jesteśmy podłączeni do systemu tym komputerem akurat, więc to wszystko było w trybie offline. Nie wiem, czy będzie okazja, myślę, że tak, że będzie okazja pokazać tryb online, czyli to, co faktycznie dzieje się w końcówkach, które zasilają ten nasz działający system.